Hey, it's Jill Jackson. I hope that I'm finding you really, really well today. And if you're not at your very best, I hope that you will just at least get a bit of a lift, a bit of a little respite from your day by watching this video. My goal always in my videos is to encourage and uplift and equip you so that you can go out and do the job that you were born to do. So let's get started. I wanted to talk today about what it means to love your students. No doubt when I talk with teachers, the number one thing they say is, oh my gosh, I love these kids, or these kids are wild, they might kill me, but I love them, they're so great. We were chosen to be in education, most of us. We knew from a very young age, teaching was it. I knew from a very young age I was going to be a teacher, and lo and behold, here I am. And when we talk about loving our kids, sometimes it is code for enabling our kids. Or sometimes when I love my students, what I'm really meaning is I'm focusing so much on loving them that I've left behind some of my teaching power, or I've left it on the table. And so I want to just remind myself and remind you that in order to love your students best, the ones that show up every day to school, the ones that show up in your classroom this year, the ones that you have right before you right now, in order to love them best, you have to teach well. Now, I want to step aside for a second. I want to step aside and remind you that your kids come to your classroom needing a lot more than you can provide in terms of shelter and food and nurturing and loving and parenting and discipline and all of the things that we know create healthy kids and healthy young adults. You cannot provide everything, but what you can provide provides tremendous relief for the short period every day that kids are in your class. And that is, you can provide relief from not knowing how to do the school stuff. And here's what I mean. When I was in high school, I had to take economics. I mean, it was a required class. For some reason, and I was not a good student at all. I struggled academically. I didn't know how to study. I didn't know how to take notes. I didn't really care. And I just didn't get great grades at all. And by great grades, I don't mean like I got B's. I mean I got C's, D's, and F's. And so I was not the greatest of students. And I was in my economics class, and I was with a bunch of my friends and a guy that I really thought was cute. I loved him, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. And I don't want to embarrass myself, because that's all I was caring about. Not about economics, but about whether I would embarrass myself. And I remember for that semester that I had that class, I didn't understand economics. They were talking about things that I just didn't get, and I didn't really care much about, so I wasn't super invested. But my number one goal every day when I went into that classroom was, I don't want to be called on. I just don't want this teacher to call on me, because if the teacher calls on me, I'm going to embarrass myself. So I did all of the shenanigans. I had a stomach ache. I had to go to the restroom. I had to get up and sharpen my pencil. I mean, I was in high school and I'm doing like second grade shenanigans, right? So the entire time I was in that economics class, I was like a nervous wreck because I didn't want to embarrass myself, because I didn't know the content in front of this guy that I thought was super cute, right? So there was this idea, now that I realize what it looks like as an adult, is that I had academic weakness that led to stress. And when I had stress in that classroom, it also led to academic weakness. It was kind of like a vicious cycle. And that's what a lot of your kids come to your classroom with. They come to our classrooms with the stress of their homes, and then they can't do the academic stuff, and they feel dumb, and they feel stupid, and they feel inadequate, and they feel just totally lost, and then they feel stress about that. And so what we want to do is, when they have the gaping wound in their neck academically, we don't want to just put a Band-Aid on their finger by saying, oh honey, I love you, you're so loved. Yeah, we want to do that stuff, of course. We're nurturers, we're helpers. But we've got to attend to the gaping wound in their neck. And that for most of our kids who struggle academically is by dealing with the academic struggle. So I want to reframe for us what it means to love our students well. For us, I always want to remind us, because I'm always reminding myself, that in order to love kids well, we need to teach them well. That is our job. And guess what? By teaching them well, you're showing them love and giving them a moment to escape the anxiety of academic, not knowing the academic stuff. And also you're giving them an escape from their home lives. And so when I talk to you about teaching well, I mean two simple things. Number one, know your content. And number two, by your delivery, increase the odds that kids will master it. I hope you have a great day. Bye.